Hey, what's happening, guys? Today we're gonna do another low carb keto cookie bite recipe. You guys love these recipes. I love making them. And we're gonna do a festive spin on a cookie bite recipe. We're doing some low carb, keto friendly gingerbread cookie bites today. And when you taste these, I guarantee you, you're gonna think these taste exactly like a gingerbread cookie, except you don't have to do any baking and there's hardly any cleanup. So that being said, let's get into this one. Let's make these low carb, keto friendly gingerbread cookie bites.
All right, so like always, you want to get out your food scale and a very large bowl. And the first ingredient we're going to add to the bowl is going to be some almond flour. I really like to use the Bob's Superfine almond flour. It's what I'm going with for today. And for today's gingerbread cookie bite recipe, I'm going to be adding 3/4 of a cup or about 75 grams of that almond flour to my bowl. Next up, I'm going to add some coconut flour. And I know some of you guys are wondering, Joe, can I substitute all of the almond flour for coconut flour? Or Joe, can I substitute all the coconut flour for almond flour? No, you can't do that. The absorption of liquids for both of those flours are totally different and they are not an equal substitute. With that being said, for this gingerbread cookie bite recipe, you're going to want to add 3 tablespoons or 21 grams of coconut flour to the bowl. So now we're going to sweeten the recipe up by using some Confectioners Erythritol. My go-to for this is Swerve's Confectioners Erythritol. The reason I love to use this stuff so much is because it's 0 net carbs and it dissolves unbelievably well. It's also 0 calories, so that's a huge plus. So I'm also going to add about 2.5 tablespoons or 30 grams of that to the mix for today's recipe. Since we are making gingerbread cookie bites, we definitely have to add some ginger, and today I'm going to be adding a 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger to my bowl. However, ginger is not the only spice found in gingerbread cookies. So for our gingerbread cookie bites, we're also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg as well as a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. So with that being said, we're also going to add a pinch of salt to the recipe just to make the sweetness pop in these bites. And as you can see, we're also adding 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And then the last step is an optional step, but highly encouraged. We're going to be adding a teaspoon of molasses to just add some authentic gingerbread flavor without adding a ton of extra carbs. In fact, just the teaspoon of molasses is only going to add less than 3 net carbs for the entire recipe. So now that we've got all the ingredients added to our bowl, we're just going to mix everything until a crumbly consistency starts to form in there. Once that does happen, we're going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to get our hands a little bit dirty. We're going to work all those crumbles into a big ball of cookie dough. And then once we've got a ball of dough, what we're going to do is pull a tiny piece of dough off just about the size of a truffle, and we're going to start working that tiny piece of dough into the shape of a truffle. So now at this point, what you want to do is press the dough into itself. You don't want to start rolling it with your hands right away because the dough might actually crumble. So just use your fingertips to kind of work the dough into a truffle-sized shape. And then once you formed a truffle-esque sized gingerbread cookie bite, what you want to do is add it to a plate and then just repeat that process about 10 more times. Of course, normal gingerbread cookies have frosting on them, so what we're going to do is make a really quick and simple frosting just by adding a 1.5 tablespoons of Confectioners Erythritol along with a teaspoon or about 4 grams of vanilla unsweetened almond milk. Now we're just going to take a spatula and mix those ingredients until a thick, creamy frosting starts to develop. Once it does, we're all set to get our gingerbread cookie bites back out, dip them one at a time in our frosting, and then once they're all frosted and looking great, we're just going to refrigerate them for about 30 minutes just to let all the frosting set. And then check this out, guys. This is what they end up looking like. How delicious do these gingerbread cookie bites look?
So that's my low carb gingerbread cookie bite recipe. I hope you guys enjoy this one. I've been totally obsessed with these. I think they taste exactly like a legitimate gingerbread cookie, but just with way less carbs and way less work. And I think if you're going to a holiday party, you don't have a lot of time to make anything, these gingerbread cookie bites are the perfect thing to make and bring to your holiday party. With that being said, if you want the full written out recipe with the metric measurements and the macros, that's listed in the video description below. Also down there are links to all the products that I used to make the bites today, so if you need to grab any of that stuff, grab it down there. And besides that, I just want to thank you guys for checking the video out. I hope you're having a very happy holiday, and I will see you in the next recipe.